How we doing, guys? Moose here, back after about, I think it's been a week since I last updated an episode of our West Ham United career mode. Obviously, this is going to be episode number 22. Had to take a bit of a delay, final exams, school work, and things of that nature just catching up to me. But we should be back on a rampant pace coming up here, as I really want to get Season 1 done and dusted into Season 2. And get things really underway here. So we take a look. None. I got an offer from Romania. Decided to reject that. Also decided to reject the offer from the United States because really I want to get through this first season. Wait until probably the middle of the second season before deciding on probably a European job to take. Because like I said, I want to do the Euros in Euro 2016, which if I take the United States, they really don't have any competitive matches until 2018 with the World Cup. So gonna reject that as much as I would love to manage the United States. We're just gonna have to wait. But we will get our focus back to West Ham United here, coming up against a Leicester side that's sitting bottom of the table right now in 20th position. So they're looking to go right back down after coming up here. And we put together a strong lineup to face them. Saka, Valencia, Downing in the hole, Kiyate, Song, Noble. Basically our top line that we can put out here, except for Collins staying in the starting lineup instead of James Tompkins, because Collins has actually been playing fantastically, I'll tell you what. So leave him in the lineup. But Cresswell gets fantastic forward down the left-hand side. Play the ball into Valencia. It's eventually headed away as far as Carl Jenkinson. The right back lashes at the ball and nearly skitters it into the bottom left-hand corner from well outside the area, about 35 yards or so. Huge chance there, but we come back on the break here in the 8th minute, and Stuart Downing is clattered over by Esteban Cambiasso. The Argentine smashing into Downing as he went to strike the ball from about 16 yards after getting played through by Alexander Song. He's bulged him over, and the Leicester captain has really given up a poor penalty there. Downing did have a good room to shoot, but he had a defender coming in for a block. He smashed into him from behind. He's lucky to escape with just, a foul and a penalty and no booking, no red card or anything, because he barged through him from behind. I would expect it to have been a yellow, but he gets away with nothing except for the goal they give up. Mark Noble steps forward and calm and cool as you like smashes into the back of the net to give us an early 1-0 lead. So that's a fantastic goal from our captain Noble to get us in the back of the net. Then from a Leicester corner, Adrian collects the ball, plays out to Alexander Song, works out wide to the left back Cresswell. The former Ipswich man whips the ball into the Ecuadorian striker, Enter Valencia, uses his pace to cut inside of Morgan, and has a shot that, what a beauty. Finally, we get a goal from range. I'll tell you what, that's something that we hadn't really had a ton of this year, is screamers from distance. Obviously not a screamer per se, but a goal from outside the area. Fantastic run by Aaron Valencia. It's a simple finish. Those little daisy cutter kind of low shots do find their way in the back of the net a lot of times. Obviously, you see, as long as you can place that ball with a little bit of power and accuracy, you're going to find it in the back of the net more times than not, as you'll see with a goal like Rooney scored last weekend on that layoff from Van Persie. Put it in the back of the net fantastically against Hull. A lot of goals at West Ham obviously scored in the beginning of the season. Downing placing the ball in the bottom corner from range and things of that nature. So that's a goal that we do like to see. It's Valencia's 12th of the season. It does give us a comfortable 2-0 lead away at the King Power Stadium. So that's what we like to try. Beautiful free kick here. Winston Reid lays it off the Song, but unluckily for us, Leicester do block the shot and allow Schmeichel to comfortably cover it up. Leicester then with their first real chance, Powell with a strike, and unluckily for them, they smash off the bar behind Adrian, who could only watch as it got past his outstretched fingers, but thankfully strikes off the post and we're able to clear the danger. Kiyate then in the 42nd minute puts the ball off to Stuart Downing. The Cam then tries to finesse a shot like I was just talking about from about 25 yards, but Schmeichel does well to get down to his right-hand side and make a save and push it out of danger. So we come forward now up into the 63rd minute. Enter Valencia with the ball, plays inside to his strike partner Diafra Sacco. Beautiful layoff to Downing, but another quality defensive block from Leicester. And I'll tell you what, when you play on the high levels, the defender's blocking ability is fantastic. They do a great job of getting in the way as Kiyate gets on the ball, strikes it from range, and almost puts a second in that bottom right-hand corner past Kasper Schmeichel, but he's unlucky not to score. Jenkinson then, you can see, picked up a knock as he had the little medical sign going over the top of him into Kevin Nolan, the substitute, plays Valencia through, has a chance, lays it off to the substitute, Andy Carroll, and the big man just goes for that little sliding toe poke animation. That shot wasn't even deflected. It goes well wide just because of that animation. I wanted him to just run onto it and hit it first time into the bottom corner. He decides to do that sliding toe poke. I have no idea why it goes into some of those animations, but because of that, we weren't able to pick up a third. Aaron Cresswell then, on a marauding run, just kind of weasels his way through the defense and does have a shot saved by Schmeichel. But you can see the away fans applauding their support at the West Ham United players. It's a beautiful victory, well deserved. 15 shots for us. Unlucky not to have more goals. And your man of the match was Mark Noble in the center of the park. Played really well, of course, picking up that goal to give us the early marker that eventually led us to the 2-0 win. We then get some emails back. First, our youth coach lets us know that Tom Thomas is upset. He wants to be promoted to the first team, which is kind of upsetting because he's a guy with a ton of potential, but he doesn't have the stats right now. He's not going to get into the first team. He's not going to get a ton of action. So the sad part is he wants to leave, and I wanted to get him to at least that May 1st update so I could hopefully get him to jump from that 60 to 64 overall to something closer to 70. But we'll have to see. He's going to want a contract. I don't want him to leave, obviously, because he does have great potential. With Jaskalainen saying he's going to be sold in the next transfer window, which he's not going to be around the next transfer window because he doesn't have a contract that's going to last him through that long. So we'll just let him leave on a free transfer. I don't care. And Thomas will become our backup keeper, but I wish he would have had a higher rating. We then get some notes. Paul McCallum, a guy who hasn't featured for us once. He's basically a youth player, but he does, have a contract with West Ham United, the first team. But he's never going to play for us, and he wants his wage increased. Get out of here, son. You can leave the team. The board said they placed him on the transfer list, so he's going to leave. Don't care about it. He can leave whenever he wants. And the other note we get is Morgan Malfatton said he wants potentially a raise. His contract is up at the end of the season. Because we're past the transfer window, I'm really not worried about that. I will wait till the end of the season and see what he wants before we do, which is what we're going to do anyways to see if we will re-sign him. But we mix up the lineup here. We play a 4-2-3-1 coming against Sunderland at home. Obviously, Sunderland relegation threatened much like they were last year. They're currently sitting in 18th, which is obviously the last relegation spot, looking to find their way out. But we come out with a lineup here with Valencia leading the line because he did play a fantastic game. Obviously, he was on a lot more highlights you could see than Sacco was in the last game. Sacco's sort of seen a dip in his form, which you will have, obviously, with a player with good quality, but obviously in FIFA ranking, he's only 71, which is a shame. I'll tell you what, playing with West Ham and having this career been going as long as it has, as we get off to a great start. Noble plays a 1-2 with Aaron Cresswell, gets it forward, and Valencia showing us why we've played him up top. It's a fantastic goal, great header in on a fantastic ball from Aaron Cresswell, and it's Zarate, I think, played in, excuse me. Mauro Zarate got on the end of that ball. I've changed up the boots a little bit, so eventually I'll mix up some of the players sometimes with the new boots they have on. But Zarate plays the ball into Valencia. It's a fantastic goal. And that's the real shame with playing with this West Ham team is a lot of the players that we have got upticks in their ratings. I know Valencia went from 74 to 75, and his potential went up to 78 from 75. Sacco went from 70 to 72, but his potential's gone up to 78. So those are the kind of guys that, especially, they would have a lot more theoretical value to them with a higher potential rating. But enter Valencia with arguably the pass of the season next to that Carl Jenkinson ball over the top that Valencia scored against, I think it was it Leicester? He scored a beautiful goal over the top, fantastic ball by Carl Jenkinson. But that pass by Valencia is unbelievable. We jump out to another early 2-0 lead, much like we did in the last game against Leicester. Fantastic ball in, and look at that for a finish by Zarate. That's a situation where the pass was just maybe a smidge ahead of him more than he would have liked, and he actually had to use that sliding toe poke shot animation. It worked to our delight. Puts it in the top corner, and Zarate getting into the lineup again. I played him in a left attacking mid position with Downing in right attacking mid and Ravo Morrison through the middle, and I thought it worked fantastically. I'll tell you what, Downing, fantastic little step over there to try and create a little bit of space for himself, and we were just all over Sunderland here at the start here. They do clear away the first pass. Noble then has a strike from range and nearly puts it in the back of the net, and Zarate is really coming into his own. He's looked fantastic. Song gets the ball played to him from Cresswell into Zarate, who's just got so much pace to get behind the defenders. Floats the ball over the top. Valencia with a free header at the back post. And it's 3-0, 24 minutes in, and we are running rampant on the Black Cats at Upton Park. Fantastic bowling from Zarate. Goal and 2 assists. He had 2 and an assist, or goal and 2 assists, the same situation with Sacco up front against Millwall. And Zarate really coming good and showing that he may have a value to us in this team. I'll tell you what, first half of the season wasn't really showing me much in terms of player. He obviously had that wonderful goal to open the season against Tottenham Hotspur, but from that he didn't really have a ton of action, didn't feature in the team very much except for substitute opportunities. Now I'm looking to get him in the lineup every opportunity that I can, just because of how well he's been playing at this moment in time. Adrian makes a bit of a mess of a corner here after making an early save, but we do get the ball away and out of danger. Then the 45th minute here, Ravel Morrison turns the defender, lays the ball out to Stuart Downing, takes a touch, Look at that for a cross with the outside of his boot. Plays it into Zarate, who does get a head on, but it's saved by the former Manchester City keeper, Costel Pantilimon. Aaron Cresswell then getting forward, and he's looked unbelievable from left back. Really gets forward, threatens the defense, plays the ball into Morrison, who has another chance. Pantilimon with the save, and it's cleared off the line by Wes Brown before Pantilimon is able to head away as far as Noble. He then slashes across the ball from about 35 yards and puts it wide, and Sunderland are rid of the danger. But the Black Cats really, up until that point, were just treading water, trying to stay away. And Adam Johnson, with their first real dynamite chance, goes on an amazing run, just weaving his way through 3 or 4 different people before having a shot. And Adrian made a great save. Giaccherini then missed a golden opportunity to score. Beautiful bit of 1-2 passing that they had made. Giaccherini definitely had a chance to score, and he puts it well wide. Morrison then, showing his ability to come forward, has a shot, but it's stopped by Costel Pantilimon. Alexander Song then, with one of the final chances of the game, plays the ball to Mark Noble, back into Marzarate, turns his defender, has a strike from range, and we're still not able to get that 20-25 yard goal yet, as Pantilimon makes a fantastic save, but that would be how the game would end. So 2 clean sheets in this episode. You know, to be fair, we were playing teams ranked 20th and 18th respectively in the Barclays Premier League, but a win's a win. Clean sheets are fantastic. It is back on the right route with 5 goals to none in this episode. So fantastic playoffs, another well-deserved victory. Hope you guys have enjoyed this return, and I'll be hoping to get episode 23 out as soon as I can. So be sure to comment on how you think this episode went, any feedback. Leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy it and want to continue watching the career mode, and we'll see you in episode 23, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.